ready, devil hunters, because you've contracted the podcast devil, the only show that pulls your ripcord.
Hello and welcome to the podcast devil. As always, I'm your host, Chris Wolfhart, and with me as always is Anime, Danime, and We A Bob video games from GigaBoots.com.
Pads? Oh no.
And the forever Titleist Beyond Doctor, Dr. Aggro, also from GigaBoots.
Fucking what?
Oh, my breast pads.
Oh my god.
Wait, you watched the episode, right?
I couldn't figure out why you were making a reference to sanitary pads.
Well, if you watched the episode, you would have known what type I was talking about.
Aggro's going mask off and revealing he doesn't even know what anime is.
I've seen pictures of this chick called Power. That's all I need to get me through this.
That's that video game with all the twinks in it, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
We're here with episode 5 of Chainsaw Man Gun Devil, and we're gonna go right into it. This episode starts where we ended last time, inside Aki's bathroom, which probably still smells like shit.
Brutal cliffhanger.
I appreciate the goofy ass standard bathroom fan running.
Mm-hmm.
Dingy is struggling over getting to touch boob and just fucking goes in and grabs. And Power is really fucking selling it. This is like wrestler pretending they got their life is over because they got tapped with a chair. And then the pads fall out. Her boobs were fake. Dingy still squeezes 2 more times because why not? He's allowed.
Like, there's no conversation about whether or not that counted between either of them.
Right?
No. Denji's in too much a shock.
I mean, in that moment, she could have normalized anything. Normally boobs tick.
She could say, yeah, devils just do that. That's a devil thing. Don't worry about it. And he'd have believed her.
100%.
He squeezes 2 more times, and Power pops up and starts babbling about how she doesn't have any reason to continue working with him because she got the cat back, but Makima will kill her if she goes against her in any way. So they're going to continue their great working relationship. And Dingy's like staring at his hands as the static becomes deafening. Power ditches him and leaves him in the bathroom that probably still smells like shit. And Dingy's just staring at his hands, and he has the epiphany I feel like almost everybody has after their first time of like, how's it? And then the opening happens.
I really like him saying, there's a lot of stuff I could say, but, huh?
I like how she frame one summons that cat as soon as she hits the hallway.
Oh, it's so good. It was like calling in a striker. The cat's a missile, basically. Flies straight into her. It's like, let's go. Also, this intro is still incredible. Top-notch anime
is.
OP, 100%.
Dingy's spirit has been crushed, and he's like barely awake during breakfast and patrol and doing paperwork with Makima. And Makima's like, oversight sucks. Wouldn't it be cool if we could kill indiscriminately? I'm reading between the lines of what she said.
I wonder what that could mean.
She asked Dingy what's wrong with him, and he explains that he achieved his goal and it feels like he isn't satisfied, and now he's worried he'll never be satisfied. He doesn't want to be somebody who's happier pursuing something than actually getting it. And she's like, well, what were you pursuing? He's like, titty. And then she begins tier 2 grooming procedures.
God.
This is a scene that surely caused some severe struggling from people on the internet, despite the bloodstain imagery in multiple places. We make a lot of jokes about grooming on our podcasts. Sure. But no, this is quite literal.
Char and Makima are very, very career groomers. In this case, she is literally using it to her great advantage in a way that not even Char does. Char is just like...
Char is a neophyte compared to Makima when it comes to grooming.
100%.
Like the power imbalance in a relationship is always in play when you're talking about somebody getting groomed, but I in this moment, in this scene, Denji is just so unequipped to deal with normal people at a normal level. This is like that moment in a shonen series where the last season's villain just gets fucking bodied. He's just getting the shit kicked out of him.
To me, it feels like he's at the difficulty selector and it says, hey, this one's for serious gamers. I'm pretty serious about gaming. I guess I'll select it.
He gets to touch real boob, and he throws himself backwards off the chair. Makima basically says, kill the gun devil and we'll do it. It has never been more Beavis and Butthead than right now. This is literally the plot of both movies.
I swear to God, she is evil Masato.
She is, yes. Yeah, no, it's really incredible. And he's like, wow, really? We're going to... What? Yes. I'm going to kill him.
She's like, the gun devil is really big and powerful, so I'd basically have to let you do that. This is what relationships are like, Denji.
Holy shit.
God.
Then she explains the gun devil. To ward off devils, gun production was ramped up, but then crime and military conflict became fucking everywhere. And then the news relentlessly covered every gun death, so everyone became really afraid of guns. To which I say, wait, so the safety of the world in Chainsaw Man is dependent on journalists acting ethically? Oh, they're fucked. It's over. And then the gun devil appeared, and we get a flashback of the day it hit with a family that definitely isn't Aki's family. Not at all. There's no chance this scene that we're getting, this framing device for the disaster, is Aki's family. A sickly younger brother, Tayo, has read a story by his parents. The older brother wants to play catch with dad, but his parents are too busy with Tayo, and the older brother starts to get worked up and pissed about being neglected all the time for his sick little brother, and then Tayo's like, well, we can play catch. And then they go out in the snow, and they have like a bonding moment where, you know, he's hostile to his younger brother, Tayo, because, you know, he gets all the attention, but he warms up a little bit because they have a little bit of a snowball fight, and then he sends Tayo back in to get gloves from the house, and then the house is atomized.
Yeah. It's rough.
In 5 minutes, 1.2 million people died. Yeah. Nobody has seen the gun devil since, and this made people even more afraid of devils, so they all got stronger.
And this is all so horrible, and everything's absolutely disastrous, which makes Denji's upcoming comment of, it'll be a piece of cake. Absolutely absurd.
In response to this, they tried to weaken the gun devil by severely enforcing gun control and just censoring gun violence incidents on the news, to which I'm like, 1.2 million in 5 minutes might actually be enough to get America to institute gun control.
Maybe.
But if the cosmic force wasn't involved, no.
Yeah, right.
Denji says essentially, well, if it's to get laid, I'll take it down, no problem.
It's like, if I go all out, it shouldn't. I'm like, this is a man with no idea of his own limitations.
Oh, you dropped $5 in that wheat thrasher? Here, I'll get that for you. No problem at all.
Makima says first they have to find it, and then shows him her collection of pieces of the gun devil. They're like gooey flesh bullets
with veins.
The gun devil moves so fast, pieces of it get ripped off as it moves. And if a devil eats one, it just gets stronger no matter what it's the devil of.
The Shikon Jewel in this show is way cooler.
Thank you, Bob. I did not want to have to be the one to make the Shikon Jewel reference.
The gun devil is so strong that if you collect a big enough piece of it, it'll just start moving towards the hole. So they need to find more scraps of it and make them into a big mash. Meanwhile, Aki and the eye patch girl, who we still don't know the name of, killed the roe devil, the salmon devil, one of those, I guess.
Yeah, it's unclear.
And found a piece of the gun devil. And then we get a brief flash of the kid over Aki to confirm, yeah, that was his fucking family.
Shock.
Whoa. No way.
Then we cut to Denji's whole team, all the guys we got introduced last time that we didn't find the name of, except Kobeni. They're all going into this hotel where there was a devil. Civilian devil hunters went in already, but died. Or, well, they lost contact, so presumably they're dead. It's believed to have eaten part of the gun devil. Denji says, well, maybe it's just the fucking gun devil. And then Aki explains that the reaction to his piece on the rope isn't strong enough. And there's also this like implied thing of, and also we're all still alive, right? Idiot.
That turn and look is, maybe it's the gun devil. How fucking stupid. Oh, right.
Then Aki's looking at Power and Denji. He's like, I thought I told you two to have better manners. And they basically spit on him.
Yeah, they're like, why the hell would I suck up to you for? What the fuck?
And he responds by giving them single sticks of gum, which instantly tame them and make them deferential and polite.
God, they're so perfect.
Generic guy is like, can we trust these two fucking feral animals? And Aki says, no. They're attack dogs who have no rights, and if they try to run or refuse to fight, we kill them. And he's trying to come off like a hard ass, but then it comes out that he's just pissy because they pranked him that morning. Neither the anime nor the manga ever say what this prank was, but Fujimoto, the author, confirmed it on Twitter today.
Oh.
What they did is they just put actual shit on his face while he was sleeping.
No, come on.
At the point at which even Power goes, yeah, that went too far.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck.
Eye Patch Girl says Aki needs to stop being a hard ass and she'll motivate him. She'll kiss whoever kills the devil on the cheek. Generic guy immediately starts acting up, but in like the starched shirt scandalized way, not like the cone way. She then attaches to Kobeni and starts like Elmira-ing her ass. Dingy wants it, but then he remembers Makima and is like, I don't need it. And then accidentally lets it slip that his goal is to bone Makima. And Aki is like stunned. He's like physically stunned. All his stun points are gone. Eye Patch Girl is like, you're saying that in front of the biggest Makima simp in the world. Dingy then repeats the philosophy Maki told him about sex, that it's better when the two people understand each other, and then is like, I don't even know your name, lady, so I don't want your lips. And then she makes it sound like a siren as she gets up on him. And is like, well, if you kill the devil, I'll stick my tongue in your mouth. And then she looks at the generic guy melting down over this and is like, Mao. Inside the hotel, Dingy is like slobbering like a fucking dog and running forward with his little hatchet. Like, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill it.
This is a man who knows value when he hears it.
And the big guy shoulder checks him and like starts choking him up against the wall a little bit. We learned the Eye Patch Girl's name, Himino. He basically says, I'm not going to let you kiss the girl I like. Then Power is like, oh, you're choking him. I want to be dumb and violent too, and runs up there and is like, yeah, kill him. Aki asks Himino what she thinks of the rookies. She says, Arai, that's the big guy, is motivated but incompetent. Kobeni is competent but a weepy dweeb. And then Aki's like, I'm not going to bother measuring how likely they are to survive because everyone dies or quits. Doesn't matter. None of this matters. Himino tells Aki not to die, and we get a flashback of some old guy that we don't know yet, introducing Himino to Aki as her new partner, while she's at a grave, in a massive graveyard, with her arm in a cast and a sling and her eye bandaged. Not the best moment.
No.
Himino's like, you're going to be my sixth partner. She's doing a good job coping with trauma because she's like, they all died because they were useless. Try not to die also. They're just wandering around this hotel tired. They're like, where the fuck is this thing? It's been forever. Himino senses something coming and a door opens. And a head with a hand and a foot on it stumbles out.
I have to assume enough people are scared of this specific thing.
I was thinking this might be like a ghoul like we saw in the first episode where some other demon did this to someone.
That's also what I assume it is. It jumps at Kobeni and she screams. But Himino like freezes it with telekinesis and Power chops it in half. And Himino says she contracted the ghost devil. She gave up her right eye to use a ghost's right hand, which is how she squeezed it.
So she gets a stand.
Yes, and the head was obviously not a real threat.
No, not even close.
You know, Mage Hand is usually like a cantrip. I think she paid way too much for that shit.
No, it's the super badass version of it's Grasping Hand, not Mage Hand.
Big B's invisible hand.
Yeah, that one. Power asks her if it's a good idea to tell her powers because it's like JoJo rules. It's like, never let anybody know the power of your stand. And she's like, what would you do if I tried to kill Kobeni right now? And Himino just starts strangling her. And Power's like, oh no, shit. Her power is the ghost devil. I can't actually touch the thing strangling me. Meanwhile, Dingy's just laughing at her fucking being choked. And Himino drops her and she cries and seethes, and Dingy's just really amused about it. They bicker a little bit while still continuing to explore the hotel, and then they run into the same blood stain they made when they killed that weird head thing, despite going up a floor. They went from the 8th floor to the 8th floor. And then Arai runs down the stairs and ends up on the 8th floor.
And then that's when they knew it was the act of an enemy stand.
Yeah, Kobeni is the first one to realize it and is like, and she starts stammering because that's all she's fucking done this entire episode. I don't think she has a single lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly, Arai actually like figures it out.
And
She's just crying.
And as I'm sitting here watching this, I sit there and go, well, hotels are pretty scary. Could this be the hotel devil?
Oh no, the ice machine is empty. The doors don't lock right. Oh no, this hotel allows smoking. Everything stinks.
But yeah, that's the episode for this time. And we got to see the ending for the first time.
Yeah, it was cool.
yeah.
It was really awesome. The amount of details they put into everything and all the optical illusions.
It was a bold choice to have your entire series ending focus mainly on the setting and events of a single episode.
It's pretty bold. I think it'll prove a valid strategy, though, as we continue.
You think the Centaur Devil's going to be a big problem going forward?
Yes.
Okay.
I really liked the knife unicorn.
No, it's so good.
Well, we have some segments to get to, but first, I'm going to plug our Patreon.
Oh, okay.
If you want to support the Podcast Devil and other great podcasts, I mean, I think they're great, but it's just me. Who am I? Someone who's always correct. That's who. You can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcasts. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to many benefits, such as early access to 2 other podcasts, Chugging Bleach, a Bleach review show where we review all of Bleach. Get yourself caught up for the anime that's running right now, and also all the episodes aren't up yet. But in a few years, you'll be all ready to watch
You'll
that.
be so prepared it will hurt.
We even cover the Bount arc, something very few people in human history have ever done.
Yeah, really the number one service of Chugging Bleach is so that way you can watch the new episodes of Bleach and go, was this Chinkaria's plan?
You also get early access to Pokemon Go to the Movies, a Pokemon movie review show where we review every Pokemon movie. Yes, we will even eventually review that horrible 3D remake of the very first one where Ash has really scary teeth. You also get access to extended content for other shows we do when those shows force us to leave ideas on the cutting room floor. And you get a patron exclusive show one a month where you get to vote on what good movie or bad movie, depending on the month, we have to watch and then talk about. That's patreon.com/gbpodcast. And if you don't have any money, it will always help us immensely to spread the word and like this video right now, this instant. I'm not going to keep talking until you do it.
Oh, okay. Well, you should probably go do that, listener, or review us on iTunes.
Or that, yes, or your podcast app of choice.
You also need to go, and if you're reviewing on iTunes, follow up the other people. Talk about how this podcast saved your marriage.
Yes, that's patreon.com/gbpodcasts. First segment, it's time for the Dingy Moment of the Week.
Denji moment of the week.
The best moment Dingy had in this episode. We're going to start with aggro.
There's a lot of great Denji going on here.
Oh, yeah, of course.
A lot of deep and complex Denji on display.
Yes.
So this is kind of a hard pick, but I think in the end, I'm going to go for the moment Himeno says that she's going to stick her tongue in his mouth, and his brain hard resets from when he was thinking about, setting his sights on the higher goal and contextualizing physical intimacy when he goes, oh, fuck.
Bob.
I mean, aggro is right, but I will choose something else. I'm going to go with the very beginning of the episode when he realizes they're breast pads and he loses everything. All hope just blanks out to him.
Well, I don't know. I feel like those two moments are rather divested. It doesn't feel like he's too demoralized going into the second grab.
I guess the more of the demoralization comes right after that.
Yeah, when it's all over and he goes, wait a minute. I'm the dog that caught the car.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Dan.
Denji is dedicated. No task is too small for Denji to get laid. He will kill the sun if he needs to get some Makima. He is so dedicated, and in that scene, he just says it out loud. He's just like, yeah, I'll do that. It should be a piece of cake. barely an inconvenience.
It is a pretty pro-tag moment. He's like, who's this Frieza guy? I'll punch him in the face.
What a fucking idiot. Does he know he's now standing between me and getting laid?
Good choices all around. I'm going to pick him just laughing at Power being strangled.
Yeah.
Because it is jarring. She's lifted off the ground. She's flailing at the phantom limb, strangling her. Nobody else can see it, by the way. It's visible to the audience for our sake, but nobody there can see it. And there's just this energy of, that's what you get for tricking me.
Yeah, there's a real Beavis and Butthead energy where he's just like, ha, 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 ha.
And our last segment, what did we think of this episode on the macro? I thought this was a pretty great one. I always like just the sudden, no, it's now a whole new event. We're getting to the small moments of Chainsaw Man pacing where we just skip ahead like 16 hours and get to something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this episode was really great. It has a ton of, as we said, there are a lot of Denji moments this week because we get to see the various intricacies of the mental labyrinth of Denji. It may only have one floor, but there are a lot of twisted turns and clauses and things of like, I do, maybe some tongue. Yeah, absolutely. I'll just go kill a thing right now for some of that, please. Like, you think he might be myopic and focused on this one thing, but no, he's easily diverted to other, much easier to grab fruit for now.
As episodes of Chainsaw Man go, this one had a really great weight of welcome to the plot. There's going to be like a larger story here. We promise. I mean, it's, as much as the show would be great, just ping-ponging between random events and devil fights, it's really a fleshing out of this universe from the eye level of a character who was raised in a shed. Do you remember when the gun devil attacked like 13 countries and killed millions of people? No.
Yeah, I also liked seeing like the actual plot to this. Like, what's the big nemesis? And also those gun bullets all fusing together is really neat. And the hotel made me think of Ghostbusters 1 a lot, so I was happy.
Yes, actually, yes. Mm-hmm. I'd be, you know what? Considering how much Fujimoto loves movies, I'd be stunned if it wasn't partially based on that. Like, for fuck's sake, every single fucking shot of the opening is based on a movie. But that's it for this episode of The Podcast Devil. The podcast will continue as long as there's Chainsaw Man episodes. As long as you fear podcasts, we will continue to exist.
You should fear the hell out of us over at patreon.com/gbpodcast. Then we'll get so strong.
Yeah, you can also show your fear by liking this video right now. Goodbye.
This month's GigaBoots videos were brought to you by the continued support of our executive producers, such as Esme, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, Burning Pepsi Man, Adam Admar, Cooper Tank, and Virmvarm. Thank you very much to our executive producers, and also these gamers. If you want to support GigaBoots so we can continue the content crunch, then head on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots today.